Unitonica, diamond in the rough, yeah. Aries fire, play no games, I call your bluff. Unicorn, ride a sharp horn, that's my vibe. For my family, for my friends, always ride or die.
Good afternoon, good evening. Hey guys. Now, normally I wouldn't say anything, but Brittney, you have accused many people of calling you a liar and saying that, and I really did like you, but when you sit back and you watch things, and it's not that I don't like you at all, it's that you act like you've never done anything or you're the victim and that everyone's just piling up on you for no reason. And for me, I sat back and watched you do a lot of stuff. And when it was pointed out, you didn't take any kind of accountability for it. And for me, through all the fuck shit that I've done, I've taken accountability for it, whether it was embarrassing or not. And the only way to right your wrongs is to take accountability. And a lot of times when you're the one starting stuff with people, when you're the problem, the correction of the problem starts with you. And until you start taking steps to correct your mistakes, nothing's going to get better. Nothing's going to get better on this platform. You can delete all the channels, but then what will you have? Who will you have to fight with? Who will you make money off of being a victim from? Who will you complain about? Have you asked yourself that? Because you claim bully now, but I noticed that there's one person that you're not, I know there's a few people, and I'm not going to say who, because then you'll go after them, that you're not going to get rid of. And it's obvious. It's very obvious. Because you need an opponent. A channel like yours, a chaos person like yourself, needs an opponent. You have to have somebody to continue the back and forth. Because without the back and forth, you'd be over there, doing nothing. Okay? You say you want to get back to true crime, but what is stopping you? You know, you have reality on your channel saying, yeah, let's get back to the true crime. I want to get back to the true crime. But either she doesn't understand that you don't want to go back to the true crime, right? Or she's understanding it and just saying it to look good. I don't know which one it is. I don't know if she's lying about not understanding that you don't want to go back to true crime, because it's very simple to ignore people. Eventually, if you ignore people, if a troll is trolling you and you don't read a chat, that troll has no choice but to stop typing in your chat, because they're not getting what they're there to do. They're not getting to troll you. Their mission is incomplete. They look like a damn fool. They look like they're talking to themselves. If nobody's interacting with that troll, then they just look like they're invisible. Eventually they're going to, like a person that comes in the chat has said nothing at all, and they ask, can anybody see me? Because they're an attention seeker. Yeah. That's a troll. You know? Without being seen, a troll is nothing. Without being heard, a troll is nothing. So you have to stop feeding the trolls. But you know that. The thing is, you thrive off of the trolls. Okay? But in this clip, guys, and please like and subscribe. If you're a person that would like to support, there's going to be a pinned comment. And if you choose not to do that, just please hit the like button. If you have a community wall, please share. There is a free hype function. Costs nothing. You can just hype. I think you get like 3 hypes per week. I'm not sure how much that, how far that goes, but if you would be so gracious, I'd really appreciate it. And if you're new, please subscribe. I'd appreciate that too. It doesn't cost you anything, because this channel is no longer monetized. I got demonetized for my music streams, which I like to do, go live and play music for my subscribers, because we just like to sit there and chill. It was nothing I did that was against TOS. It was, well, actually it was. I just played music off of YouTube, which I think is so stupid. But anyway, I paid the price. And I'm not really interested in going live 50 times a day to get my monetization back to make $100 a month or less. Okay? Just saying. All right. So here we have something that Brittney has been talking about for months, if not a year. And that is that she's got a lawyer and her lawyer's taking care of everything. If you recall, if you've been around for a while, Brittney's been saying that her lawyer is going to be taking down channels. She said that at one point. If I have to get the clips, I will. Maybe one of the probably one of the clip channels will do it. I'm just not that invested. But yeah, Brittney, you said that your lawyer is the one that's working on getting the channels taken down. They're working on striking people down, because at that point you and Queen Bee were fighting tooth and nail, and you were going to get her channel taken down. You know, you talk about the fact that Sinner said he's going to get her taken down by June. You also said you're going to get her channel taken down. I mean, so let's just keep it. If we're going to, I don't know if he ever said that, first of all, so, because I never heard him make that statement. But I remember you stating that you were going to get channels taken down. And look what has happened. People's channels are going down. Where I don't think that Clue was, I couldn't stand her mouth. And I think she's a nasty individual. I still don't think that anybody deserves to not have a voice. Okay? I can't stand the motherfucker, but I still don't think that she deserves. Look, just like I don't listen to her, you didn't have to listen to her. And earlier today in your stream, you said that you don't listen to anybody. Then how do you get on here bitching about what everybody is saying? If you do not know what anybody is saying, Brittney, how did you lie at the first part of the stream and say that you don't listen? If you did, you would be down in the dumpster. I don't know what the phrase you used was, but you would be depressed because broken. You said broken. That was the phrase you used. You'd be very broken because of what people said. Well, then you should be broken now, because all you do is listen to these people. Because you're about to play something after you and Craig expose yourselves for not having a lawyer. You're going to play something that you heard and probably more stuff, because all you do is listen. And what your excuse is going to be is somebody sent it to you. In every single sector I've been to, somebody sent them something. Somebody emailed them something. Somebody sent it to them on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. Look, it's no problem to say that you're subscribed to somebody and you listen to their content. We're all nosy bitches, okay? All of us. All of us are nosy bitches. We all sit up sometimes. I know when I used to be invested in YouTube, and the only reason I'm listening to you right now is because I can't sleep. We all used to sit up and listen to each other's streams, people we didn't like, okay? Let's keep it real. And take notes about what that bitch was saying, because we wanted to fight back because we're a petty ass bitch. Okay? That's it. That's all. And so that's how the fights continue, because if you don't listen to somebody, you have no idea what they're saying. Just like I have unsubscribed to a lot of people that go live on me because I don't want to hear what they're saying until the fight stops. You see what I'm saying? When I get sick of you, I'm done. I walk away. But it takes a while sometimes. It depends on the level of hate. Not hate. I don't hate anybody. The level of dislike of dismay that I have for that person. So, let's keep in mind what we're getting ready to listen to. We're getting ready to listen to Craig, who sits in the background and says things that he shouldn't be saying on your stream. And then you get mad at people for commenting on him. But you have him planted back there to enrage people, because that's what you do. You rage bait. And then he's going to say that you need a lawyer. Well, I thought he had big bucks. And I also thought that you had a lawyer that was talking to YouTube and doing all this stuff on your behalf. And I thought that you showed your audience proof of that lawyer. Remember? Well, what happened to that? Because it seems like your didn't your wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute. Didn't your audience pay for that lawyer? Hold up, y'all. Am I lying? Wait a minute, I could be lying. Is that part of it? Didn't her lawyer? Yeah, because I remember it was like all these people's channels were like their people were paying for their lawyers and fees and stuff. What? Didn't they pay for this lawyer? Didn't you have like a GoFundMe or one of those pay things for the people that pay for your lawyer? Where did all that money go? And then somebody was complaining about they gave you a whole bunch of money, they wanted their money back, and they were on, like, what in the world? So you didn't have a lawyer this whole time? Okay, let's just listen to this clip. Okay, listen.
We'd be streaming about this.
Right. And just because I'm not out here on a strike brigade and I'm not like, striking people 1,000 freaking times, it doesn't mean that I'm okay with them taking my shit. Like,
you know what's interesting? There's been a couple times I've listened to you, and Reality's been on the stream on the panel, and she's told you that people were streaming you, and you said that you were gonna strike them down, and one of those people was Trisha Talks. And I understand how it feels when somebody's taking your content. They used to do it to me back in the day in the drama community. They used to go live while I was live and stream me. Okay. But I was honest in saying that I was striking them. Okay. Like they knew I was striking their asses. But you'll sit there and say, you'll say it on the stream. If you're striking me, I'm gonna strike you back, and I'm gonna hit them. Whatever. You do it on stream. But then when the stream is over, you expect us to believe that you're not doing the same thing? Girl, bye.
of course, I prefer nobody. Trisha Talks.
Oh, here we go.
Once we get the copyright lawyer, you fuck. Just gotta make.
Wait, what was that, Craig?
I prefer nobody.
All you gotta do is call the copyright lawyer.
Trisha Talks.
What platform you on? It don't matter where you at. Once we get the copyright lawyer, you fuck. Just gotta make a call. It's just so much.
Brandy wine. All.
Wait, once you get first it could be understood that he said once you call them, which means you already had them, but then he said once you get them. So let's listen to that one more time in the full context.
Trisha Talks.
What platform you on? It don't matter where you at. Once we get the copyright lawyer, you fuck. Just gotta make a call. It's just so much.
Brandy wine. All of these people. But you got.
Let's slow it down a little bit because it's kind of fast. Hold on.
You on? It don't matter where you at. Once we get the copyright lawyer, you fuck. Just gotta make a call. It's just so much.
Brandy wine. All of these people. But you got to remember, I don't just have one person.
So from what he's saying, you don't have a lawyer. So where's all this money going from? Is that why you're speaking over him?
Stealing my content. There are many, and not only that, there's only so many times you can copyright strike somebody.
Yeah, you already said that. I'm more interested in what he's going to say, because you're going to keep on talking over him so he can't get what he's trying to say out, but you're going to keep on repeating yourself because you don't want him to talk and you don't want to mute because that's going to be obvious. Go ahead, Craig.
You know what I mean? Like, my God. And as far as
the lawyer, it sticks and it doesn't go
well.
Once your lawyer does it, it sticks. How would you know that, Craig? Saying those as though you're not a YouTuber. How would you know that when a lawyer does a copyright strike, because that's what you're referring to, you're not talking about a community guideline strike or anything like that. You were saying copyright strike. You said copyright strike. Those words came out of your mouth. You said a specific type of strike, and seeing as though you're not a YouTuber, you wouldn't have known that technical jargon unless you had experience with it or seen it or saw someone making a community guideline strike or heard someone say it. So it had to be discussed in your household. You had to hear someone say it. And since you guys don't watch anybody, I would assume that allegedly Brittney said that, or perhaps you called a lawyer, perhaps consultation, but probably not. So I would have to default to the primary theory, which was that Brittney probably was the one that was speaking of it. Am I correct in my assertion?
Let me see.
Oh, permanent.
Right, Jiggy, right.
Permanent, like losing people's channel, like Toastgate did. Toasty Review, not Toastgate, excuse me. That's in another community. I'm sorry. Like like, what's her name? The Toasty lady, Toasty Reviews, or Cluminati just did. Like, they lost their will, their right to speak on YouTube. Because here's how I look at it. Cluminati was just, her mouth was fucking vile. But the things you do are vile too, Brittney. You just do it with a powder puff, I declare kind of tone. She did it like, bitch. You did it like, I declare. You know? She did it in your face. You do it behind your back. And I'd rather somebody fuck me in my face than behind my back. I don't like a backdoor bitch. I'm not calling you a bitch, but I don't like a backdoor bitch at all. I don't like a racist one either. And I don't like some of the stuff that Clue said at all, which is what unnerves me about her. Okay. That's what I don't like about Clue, is her racism. And then I heard she did some Boquisha stuff. That's what I heard on Soups. And I don't even know what that has to do with anything. But, bitch, if you said something about Boquisha and you're trying to, or whatever, I don't know who the person's name is, but if you're tying that to all black people, you need mental help, Clue. You need to get a damn clue. Anyway, back to you, Brittney. Like, you stifled those people. My thing is, if somebody did that to you, I'd feel the same way if they took your voice. I don't think anybody should be around here losing channels. What I feel like is, if people don't like a certain person that streams or makes videos, because I don't think you guys are creators, I think you all create havoc. I think that you guys should unsubscribe, walk away, hit the downvote button and walk away. Unsubscribe, block the person. When YouTube recommends them, ask YouTube not to recommend them, because that is the way to be an adult. If you do not want to engage with someone, that's what you don't do. You don't engage with them. You don't need to take their right to speak from them. In real life, if you don't want to speak with somebody, you don't kill them. So don't do it on YouTube. Don't do it on TikTok. Don't do it on Kick. Leave them alone. Shit.
And then some people's like,
unless they're doxing someone, which Clue did. So that's why I'm kind of like on the, like, whatever with her. But I don't think that the toast trash dump, what is her, the one that had the trash can in her intro. Oh my God, I can't remember her name. But she's on Rumble now. She did Shanny videos before, I guess. I didn't really watch her at that time, because I'm not really a Shanny and Rev fan. I think they're disgusting. I just never got into that. But yeah, no, I just don't agree with taking her channel at all. And I really feel like there's people who were her competitors on here that had a hand in taking her out, because they didn't want her to make all that money, and they didn't like her getting all those views. See, there's always somebody who you think is your friend that's not your friend, that really didn't cheer for you or try to get your channel back or try to make people go over there. But it's funny how they're all going over to Kick, huh? But they all didn't try to go over to Rumble with you. Girl, you need to open your eyes, honey.
she needs, can tell me how Brandy Wine stealing my shit helps my channel in any way whatsoever.
Well,
I don't think she's trying to help your channel, actually. What they're saying to you, Brittney, is that if people didn't talk about you, you wouldn't have the traffic that you do. Because I'm telling you, as a person that used to be somewhat popular in the drama community, because I was, like you are, a local, okay? When people stop talking about you, whether good or bad, your views tank. Okay? Most bad publicity is publicity. When you stop getting talked about, you're not relevant anymore. Sometimes that's a great thing. Like, for me, that was cool. I did not want to be talked about. I really did not. I was, when I had, my mental illness was thick. Okay. I'm telling you. But once you fucking are done and you're trying to do better, and people still keep on bringing the same bullshit up that you did before, like you're still doing that shit and you're really not, and you can't live it down, that sucks. But it's people like you who won't even own up to what you did that pisses me off, because, like, I owned up to what I did. You won't own up to what you're doing, and you have all this support from these poor people who just love you unconditionally. I didn't have that. I didn't have people supporting me. I definitely wasn't getting monetary support. Not ever. Not ever. Even when my dad was sick, nobody really. I got 2 Cash Apps the whole time. You think that it's everybody's job to pay for everything you do. Everything. You have a baby. Everybody needs to pay for it. No, that's not how that works. Congratulations. But baby, there's other ways. You can be on YouTube. I'm not saying that. But do you know that cortisol? Anyway, you're stressing. Never mind. Go ahead.
Look how many are going down.
How the hell
It's
does
just a matter of time for the.
how many how is Trisha Stocks?
How many are suspended?
Helping
How
me.
many are banned now? You know.
I just don't understand. It doesn't even make sense to me.
I guess when you got a tiny channel, it doesn't matter, right? They'll take the ban.
Katie said, "Hurrah!"
Whoa, wait a
helping
minute.
How
me.
many are banned now? You know.
I just don't understand. It doesn't even make sense.
How many are
to me.
I
banned
guess when
now?
you got a tiny channel, it doesn't matter, right? They'll take the ban.
Katie said,
I guess when you have a tiny channel, it doesn't matter. They'll take it down. Craig, let me ask you a question. How many subscribers do you have? How, if it weren't Brittney, if it weren't for you causing problems and shit, you wouldn't have that many people in your chat. Do you know what it's like to actually do content and make an intro and care about people and make content that people like? Craig, have you ever made content? Do you care about anybody? Or do you just sit back there and insult people? Like, the nerve of you. What size channel do you have? So you're saying that just because just because we have small channels, we don't matter? Every fucking body matters. I don't care if you have 50 subscribers. I don't care if you have 7 subscribers. If that person's going live and they want to be on YouTube and they have a live stream or they have videos they put up, they matter. Their voice matters. Do you know what YouTube was made for originally? It was to make people feel like they mattered, like their voice mattered. That's why. I've been here since 2006. You made a video and your community interacted with you. And that's how you grew your channel. YouTube. It was about you. You and your life. That's what YouTube was based around. It wasn't based around this shit. The fuck?
"Hurrah, hurrah! Trolls come marching in.
I don't know
Hurrah,
why you would have
hurrah!"
20,000 want to throw that away. That's full.
In the scope of things, Craig, 20,000 subscribers is nothing. There's people with 20 million, 40 million people. I mean, there's James Charles's, Jeffree Star's, Mr. Beast. So do you think they would think the way you thought about some of us with 6,000 or 1,000 subscribers? They feel like we're nothing. Okay? Or they feel like Brittney's nothing. What do you think about that perspective? There's always somebody bigger than you. There's always a bigger fish. And in the scope of things, we're all little fish. There's billionaires. They don't give a shit. We're little puppets. We're this little sector. We're not even a dot on the YouTube sphere. God. Don't flatter yourself.
The ants go marching one by one. Hurrah. That's it. The trolls come marching one by one. Hurrah.
Exactly, Brittney. We're ants.
Hurrah. The trolls come
All
marching
you
one
had to
by
do was
one.
mind your own
Hurrah.
business.
Hurrah. They
What
can't
else?
think for themselves. They can't speak for themselves. They all repeat the same bullshit
And
nightly.
most of them are sitting
Hurrah.
on 1 or 2
Hurrah.
strikes right now. One more, you're gonna lose your channel.
All right, we're gonna move on from that. I don't even care to talk. I don't even. No.
I'm not being specific. I mean, there's
I
several
don't-
that you know right now that just got a strike or are under a strike right now. They've got to have 1 or 2 fucking strikes they're sitting on already. You
Yeah,
know what I
but
Brittney, there's nothing that you can cover up. It's already, the damage is done. So you're saying there's 1 or 2 that have strikes. I don't know who has a strike right now. But whoever it is, he knows about it. And obviously you guys have been discussing it. My point is with this whole video is, Brittney, I think you need to clarify about what he said here in the background. Do you or don't you have a lawyer? Because you need to hire a lawyer is kind of interesting to me, given the fact that people have paid for a lawyer for you. Given the fact that for quite a while now, every time I tune into your channel, which is not very often, I haven't heard you speak of what your lawyer is actively doing for you in your case that you hired him for, in that GoFundMe that you pulled, or whatever the source is, GoFundMe. Well, I don't know what it's called, that you pulled this money for. I think it was like $8,000 or something like that. That you pulled the money for from these people in your chat. What exactly did that money go for? What was that money delegated for? Because I'm telling you, if it had been me, they would still be dragging me to this second. There would be 5 live streams burning right damn now about uni scam. I'm getting called a scammer, and my father's been in the hospital since the end of January, and I've said people can donate to me, which people have not. And somehow I'm getting called a scammer because there's a troll. There's some trolls that have been saying that I am lying about my parents being here. And anybody who knows anything knows that I don't curse when my parents are at home. Why would I lie about that? That is sickening. It's sick. They said they've spoken to my parent. Now, what the fuck? Why would my parents speak to some idiots off of YouTube? They don't know you people. They're very aware of the YouTube games. And you don't think I've hyped up, come on. Don't answer your phones if you don't know the number. Like, I've already set their phones up to where they're not going to answer them. And if they do, they're going to hang up on you. Yeah, let's talk about uni. All right, let's give me all of information. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? My family's not going to talk to you. And a lot of my family don't even know, they don't know details about me at all. Because I don't live where my family lives. At all. They don't know anything about me. They know a few things like that, but I'm a very private person. I don't even like my mom telling people when I'm sick, or if I'm like in the hospital, or if I'm at the doctor, because and my mom is the one, because my mom is a very talkative person, because I do not like people to know my business. What you think you know of me online is not how I am in real life. I don't like people to know my business. I don't want people to ask, are you okay? I don't want the petty shit. I want to be left alone. The only time I want to be, not like that. I don't want to be bothered with that shit. I don't want people to feel sorry for me. I never have. On here, I tell people what's going on with me because people have asked. And the reason why, here's the thing, Brittney, just answer those questions. Do you have a lawyer? What type of lawyer is it? Because is it a contract lawyer, like Craig was talking about? What type of lawyer are we talking here? Because there's different types of lawyers that deal with these types of. Is it a social media lawyer? I think you said a name at one point. Is that lawyer still a lawyer you have retained? Is that what the people paid for? I'm just wondering because you guys are talking big shit right now. And I don't understand. All these channels are following. All these people are getting struck. But you're claiming innocence. And it doesn't make any sense because the only person that's claiming to be a victim and has claimed in the past that they're going to strike everybody and get them is you. But yet you in reality sit there and say that you haven't done anything to anybody. And it doesn't make any damn sense. Because who else is doing it? Who else? Because honestly, you're doing dog whistles. You are doing that. They won't leave me alone, I'm pregnant and stuff like that. And your subs are probably flagging them. you know, for harassment and bullying and stuff like that. But the strike, if it's a copyright strike, that has to come from a channel, right? And also to the channels that are getting struck, why aren't you saying who struck you? Because I think you get an email saying that, unless it's like a community guideline strike and they don't tell you who did that. But if it's a copyright strike, it'll say the person's name, the channel name. So I don't know exactly what's going on, but something just is not adding up at all. But the main focus here is you said you had a lawyer and he's acting like you didn't. You don't currently have a lawyer. And he's been saying for weeks that he's got money to get a lawyer and all this stuff. And I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Comment below and let me know what you guys think. Yeah. Please hit the like button on your way out. And if you're new, please subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.